There's no way to dress this up. What Thomas Tuchel has just done with England national football team is completely unjustifiable. Leaving Trent Alexander-Arnold out of a 35-man squad is not a tactical call, it's a statement. And the problem is, it's a bad one. Because if this was a 23-man squad, fine. You can argue balance, defensive security, structure. But 35 players, you're not choosing a starting 11, you're assembling every elite profile available to you. And Trent doesn't make it? That immediately raises questions, but it gets worse. Because when Jarell Quansah drops out through injury, Tuchel still doesn't turn to Trent. Instead, he calls up Ben White, a centre-back by trade, a player who hasn't exactly been in outstanding form. So now this clearly isn't about profiles, it's not about roles, it's about preference. And when selection starts being driven by preference over quality, that's when you run into problems. Because whether you like Trent or not, whether you trust him defensively or not, is irrelevant. What he offers is unique. His passing range, his vision, his ability to dictate games from deep. There is no one else in that squad who gives you that. Not Jed Spence, not Tino Livramento, not Ben White. Different profiles entirely. And international football isn't about picking 11 identical players who all do the same thing safely. It's about having solutions, different tools for different problems. And Trent is one of the most extreme, high-value tools England have. You don't have to build your team around him. You don't even have to start him. But you absolutely have to take him. Because the moment you need creativity, the moment you're stuck against a low block, the moment the game needs one pass to unlock everything, he's the player you turn to. And Tuchel has removed that option entirely. That's not control, that's limitation. Now you can try and frame this as discipline or standards or system fit. But when you consistently overlook one of your most technically gifted players, people are going to question whether this is actually personal, especially when there are already whispers of friction with players like Jude Bellingham. Because once that narrative starts, it doesn't go away. And here's the bigger issue Tuchel has created for himself. From this point forward, every single England performance will be judged through this decision. If they lack creativity, it comes back to Trent. If they struggle to break teams down, it comes back to Trent. If they fall short in big moments, it comes back to Trent. He's set the standard now. Because if Trent Alexander-Arnold isn't good enough for a 35-man squad, then logically he's not in Tuchel's best squad at all, which leads to the real question, is Tuchel actually prepared to go into a World Cup without him? Because if that's the direction this is heading, then England aren't just making a bold decision. They're actively reducing their own ceiling. And at international level, that's the difference between competing and winning. England since 1966 have been doing a lot of competing. Now it's time that they start winning. And decisions like this are the antithesis of that.